Hey, just want to do a quick, sort of a semi-review on the Baofeng GM-15 Pro GMRS walkie-talkie. We went on a cruise recently, and I knew that cellular phone service was going to be virtually impossible on the ship for me and my family and my friends to communicate. We went with a pretty good sized group, and it's very expensive on a cruise ship to get Wi-Fi coverage. So on our cruise ship, we were on a Royal Caribbean cruise, the Allure of the Seas. It was $20 a day per person for internet access. I didn't feel like spending that on a 6-day cruise. So I got these off of Amazon. You could get a 2-pack for less than $50, and they had other stuff with them. The Baofeng GM-15 Pro comes with a couple of antennas. You can see the stock, what we call a rubber duck antenna. And then you have these long 15-inch whip antennas that are the 771 type antennas that Nagoya made famous, but this is not a Nagoya brand, but it's probably the exact same thing. I like, you can get them in different colors. I think green, maybe black. I like this orange color personally, so I got the orange. And, you know, as far as brand new, modern day stuff, these radios have been out for a few years, but they're extremely robust. Let me tell you about some of the simplicity and some of the features I like about it and why I chose these radios. I got these radios for my family members. Now, I've been a ham radio operator since 1995. So I'm your typical radio nerd. And so I know that about myself. I do nerd out about radios. My family, on the other hand, they just want a radio to work. So when you hand somebody a non-radio nerd person, when you hand somebody one of these radios, they just know how to use it. There's not a lot of menus you have to go through. There's not a lot of crazy stuff on the screen. It's just a simple radio that you can look at and you can see. Now I'll show you the screen right here. Let me get the light, come on. If my camera will adjust to it. You can see that, that's just simple. You know, hey, go to channel 7, you know, go to channel 6 or channel 8, you know. You see your battery level. I've got mine, you can do a dual display mode, or what they call a dual watch, where you can actually monitor 2 channels at the same time. I've got mine set up to just do 1 channel because I want it to be as simple as possible when somebody picked it up. It does display the channel and the frequency there and the channel number. Of course, I've got the digital code squelch going, and the power level is high. You can see right there with the H timed out on me. But that's it. I mean, these things last for, you could probably go, just light use, you could probably go 2 days without charging it. 5-watt radios, and you know, it's got a flashlight on there. It's got a, let me see if I can get through this, FM radio. Let me put my local station in here.
Put an end to your worries about wage garnishment.
So like, I mean, yesterday I listened to the Troy University baseball game on this thing. They're doing well this year. So, you know, they're really good radios just to have. I mean, for $25, $27 a piece, if you just get it to listen to the ball game while you're grilling outside or something, they're worth having to me. But GMRS, of course, there is a license you can get for GMRS. It's $35 at the time that I'm recording this video. It lasts 10 years. It covers your whole family and even members of your extended family. So it's well worth getting if you want to get some walkie-talkies. A lot of people, I've noticed just from listening to GMRS radio since I've gotten into this for the last several weeks, there's very few people that are actually licensed. You don't hear call signs. I think a lot of people are just using them at their job for work. I've even heard a doctor's office in my hometown using these things. You can just listen. But if you're gonna use a repeater, which there are GMRS repeaters a lot around the country. You can get the app My GMRS. It'll tell you where the repeaters are in your area. Some of them are public, some of them are private. Most of them probably are private, to be honest with you. But if you're going to use a repeater, you're going to be expected to have a call sign from the FCC so that you can, let that person on the repeater know that you are a legitimate GMRS radio operator. There are some rules about it, and getting the license is a good idea. But you'll notice when you get one of these that a lot of people just don't have a license. You don't hear a lot of call signs. These are great to use for family operations and family outings and stuff like that. And that's really what GMRS is. It's the General Mobile Radio Service. And I'm also a ham operator. Unlike a ham license, the ham license just covers me and possibly a third party that is present with me while I'm operating the ham radio. With these, one license covers your whole family. So that's why, it's not really something that's in competition with a ham radio. It does use a portion of the UHF radio spectrum, the ultra high frequency radio spectrum, around 460 to 467 megahertz, similar to the 440 band of amateur radio, what we call the 70 centimeter band. So your propagation is going to be similar. Your range, the radios and all that stuff's going to be similar. And that's, I think, why people kind of compare it to ham radio. But honestly, in my experience over the past 30 something years, ham radio, this type of activity on ham radio is going to be at the 2 meter band, which is in the VHF range, around 144 to 148 megahertz. It's not really, I don't consider GMRS to be in competition with a ham radio. GMRS is for a group of people to be able to talk, a family to be able to talk. Ham radio is for an operator to be able to talk. Not to mention this frequency band that GMRS uses is a tiny, tiny sliver when you compare it to the vast frequency privileges that you get as a ham radio operator. I believe GMRS, if anything, helps ham radio because it gets people interested in two-way communications, and you kind of learn about, different antenna links and what it means. So enough of my soapbox. Would you take this on a cruise? I had a good experience with this on the cruise, okay? The reason I'm making this video, a lot of people were saying, you shouldn't take them on the cruise. Once you get on that steel ship, the range is terrible. You'll make it about a couple of rooms over and that's it. That wasn't my experience at all. We were able to talk and we were on an Oasis class cruise ship, which one of the largest in the world, probably within the top 12 largest ships in the world. The Allure of the Seas had engine trouble while we're out in the ocean, turned around. We were going to go to Jamaica, but we ended up going back to Nassau. These radios perform well. They did not do flawless. Of course, you can't get in the bow of a cruise ship on the 16th floor and talk to somebody that's aft on the 3rd floor. That's probably not going to work. But if you're a few floors away, I know that there's a lot of times where we would be on the 15th floor and my son will be on the 8th floor, or vice versa. We could talk just fine. Let me show you some more of the features of this radio. Basically, it's simple. You got one knob. Turn it on, volume, right? Now I've got all the stuff turned off. It's got this voice that comes on and beeping when you press the buttons. I turned all that off. You go on the menu system. Very easy to do. Menu button right there. You can adjust. You see all your stuff there. You can adjust. You're really not going to mess with most of this stuff. You'll use that if you're going to do the dual display. See, I turned off my beep there. That's where you can put your code squelch in. Voice, I turned that off. That's where it talks every time you do something that drives you crazy. It drives me crazy anyway. That's if you want a channel to be scanned, you can make it begin the scanning thing. I don't know every bit of these features, but I've got mine displaying the name on the menu, as you can see. Busy lock, I like to keep that on. If somebody else is on the channel and they're talking, when you key the mic, it won't let you talk. And that's useful if you're using code squelch because you may not know everybody that's on the channel. Yeah, so that's just a simple way. I mean, it comes pre-programmed with the GMRS frequencies. There's 22 GMRS channels. And then above that, there are repeater channels, which are simply channels 15 through 22 that are reinserted in that order above channel 22 that have, that you can use to program repeaters. Because you can talk on the output of a repeater on channel 15 to 22. And then if you're on a repeater, I recommend putting it on one of those repeater channels 15 to 20 above channel 22. But you can put, I want to say, I can't remember how many channels you can put in there because I'm not using all of them, but I know I stopped at around 50 something. I've got marine VHF channels, so you can monitor things outside the range of GMRS. You can monitor you can receive is what I should say. You can receive VHF channels. And so I've got some ham channels in here I can listen to, you know. It's got the, I'll get it open here. The Kenwood style programming jacks for the audio tones to program it. You can also, that's also a headphone jack. One of my favorite parts of this radio, and a lot of them are going to that these days, USB-C charging. That is amazing. So you can just plug it up to a phone charger. That was very useful. If you're going to be on a cruise ship, that's very useful because you can just plug it on a phone charger while you're in your room and let it charge. Comes with a belt clip, comes with a hand strap like I have on this one and a belt clip. The kit that I bought, you can get different configurations. I've got the 2-pack, just the standard antenna and this long antenna. This actually does help, this long antenna, if you're willing to walk around with this thing like this all day. But I rarely don't. I did stick this in my golf bag one day because it was hidden in my golf bag, and it did increase the range of it. So it does. They do throw these in. These are cheap. All these are cheap Chinese things, so they're not expensive. All right, so the real question is, how do they sound on the cruise? Let's check it out.
It's going to be a 3-hour flight to South Beach.
Lots of souvenirs in there. It's supposed to be world famous. Hey, y'all wave at the video, Luke. Boardwalk heading to Junkanoo Beach. We're just the travelers doing a little walking. All right, here we are, Junkanoo Beach, Bahamas, public beaches. This is what it looks like. Not far from the cruise terminal, probably about half a mile walk from the cruise terminal. Junkanoo Beach.
Taking you to Pearl Island. Your captain on board today is Captain Sean. Let's give him a round of applause. And let's have that first mate, Miguel and Henry. Let's give them a round of applause. Ladies and gents, please relax and enjoy the ride. I'll update you guys with some more information as we approach the island. But yes. Where do we meet for reef snorkels? Lighthouse. Where do we meet for sinking sculpture? Incredible area straight ahead, guys. Ladies and gents, boys and girls, let's give the captain a round of applause for a safe arrival to the beautiful, beautiful Pearl Island. Ladies and gents, boys and girls, welcome, welcome to the beautiful, beautiful Pearl Island. Can I pay your attention on the left side of the vessel? On the left side of the vessel is the lighthouse area and the main house area. The main house area is where you guys will go to have lunch today at 11 o'clock. Once again, the main house area is where you guys will go to have lunch today at 11 o'clock. To all my re-snorkels, you'll be going behind the lighthouse area 5 minutes to your program time. Ladies and gents, boys and girls, my name is Charmaine. I'm one of your guest service hosts for today. If you have any questions or concerns throughout the day, feel free to let me know. I'm here to make sure that you guys have an amazing time on the island today. Did everybody receive a blue lunch ticket? Yes.
There's the rain over there. There's the lighthouse right there. I think you can go up that lighthouse. And you can see right here, this side of the island is mostly just coral. It's really beautiful. Let's see what's in here. In case you want to go to New York, 1,768 miles.
No, I say I stopped to work in Victoria, leaving the island. Hello?
Okay, we're at Pearl Island. You can see the lighthouse back there behind me. It's an excursion you can do when you come to the Bahamas on these cruise ships. It's really not a large island at all. We think our cruise ship's actually bigger than this island by a long shot. Nice overcast day. We're probably 3.5 to 4 miles from the boat. And one of our traveling buddies, my cousin Wade, he's in his room on the boat or on the ship. So we'll see how far we reach. We're about 3.5 to 4 miles away, so hold on. Hey Wade, can you hear me okay?
Loud and clear.
And see, that's okay, roger that. We'll talk to you later. See, we're a good 3.5 to 4 miles away, and he's inside the steel ship in his room. So these things work pretty good for traveling. Hobie Getaway. Really fun sailboats. All right, so our wives have actually gone to the top of the lighthouse. So I guess that's our wives.
Yes.
It is our wives. So I'm gonna have to go to the lighthouse now and get some photos. It's a great photo idea to get in the lighthouse, stand outside of it. This is the middle of the lighthouse right here on Pearl Island.
Anybody remember, some of you might be a little young for this. Anybody remember the sitcom Gilligan's Island? Yeah. See the island over there with the palm trees? That's Gilligan's Island right there. Oh, wow. That's where the 3-hour tour started and ended right there, guys. Now, that's why doing the sitcom, it was just a shot. That's why they didn't give you a walkthrough on the island. That's the shot right there. Now I got more. Did you guys know that we are in the Bermuda Triangle? Did you know that? Yeah. No. Yeah, we are in the Bermuda Triangle.
All right, just a quick word about the Baofeng GM-15 Pro GMRS radio. I'm on the Royal Caribbean. It's an Oasis class cruise ship. Allure of the Seas. We've actually had propulsion problems So we're hanging out in the Bahamas instead of going to Jamaica. We had to turn around in the middle of the ocean and come on back, dock at Nassau while they did some work on the propulsion system. And so we're just having an extra day in Nassau. But just a quick word about the radio is a lot of people, I saw a lot of reviews coming home, they said that they don't work really well on the ship and you can't really hear that well. I'm able to get mostly across the distance of the ship. Now, if somebody is all the way forward at the bow of the ship and then another person's all the way aft, probably can't communicate. There's 16 floors on this ship. I know that I had my son, he was on the 15th floor and we were on the 8th floor and we're able to communicate. So it does work. A lot of people say it just doesn't work. It does work. It doesn't work for the entire, length of the ship. But if you're on a smaller class ship, it should be fine. It's also great when you're on shore excursions. But I will make a note that when you try to board the ship, they searched my equipment and want to know why I was bringing radios on the ship. But I told them what they were. They said as long as they're not satellite radios, they're fine. So just a quick heads up.